I watched this episode and I just wonder, how come the episode that has been the most hype so far is one episode that without Boba Fett? This definitely feels like a chapter 17 of The Mandalorian instead of book Boba Fett episode 5. I was totally expecting some conflict between him and the Pikes, and maybe even gathering some more allies. But no, this episode will completely change the point of view and we go with Din Djarin to see how he's doing. Did I enjoy this episode? Absolutely. That was so fun and so cool and so many Easter eggs here and there. And we also talk about lore, the Mandalorian lore, and answer some questions. Well, before we jump into that, let's go from the top of the episode. It is certainly a surprise when Din Djarin appeared on the screen. I didn't realize how much I missed him until he appeared. The next surprise here is a darksaber. Din Djarin having a darksaber means two things. 1. There's a conclusion to the whole business with Moff Gideon. 2. Bo-Katan has willingly let him away with the darksaber, even though she is the one who wants the darksaber. Later on from the conversation, we learn that Moff Gideon is now in the New Republic's hands. It seems like the New Republic still has a role to play in this series, so I wonder if Moff Gideon is gonna appear again. I do believe Bo-Katan's existence is still key to the show, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna appear and there will be more conflicts. It is clear that her belief and the Armorer's belief for the Mandalore is completely different, and both are fated to play a role in Din Djarin's story. From the last season, Bo-Katan clearly believes that she is rightly ruler of Mandalore. She believes that it is her duty to reunite Mandalore. And the side branch that the Armorer and Din Djarin belongs doesn't really belong to Mandalore. They speak of them almost like a cult, with their absurd rule of not removing the helmet at all. Meanwhile, the Armorer doesn't believe that Bo-Katan should be the ruler of Mandalore. She believes Bo-Katan wants to be the ruler because of her blood, and that Bo-Katan doesn't deserve the darksaber because it was given to her. It surely answers the question that the audience had since the end of last season. Why is Bo-Katan refusing the darksaber here, while Sabine literally just gave it to her? Obviously, now we know that she failed. Some may say it's a curse, but as a result, she doesn't believe she can just take it again. It's interesting that she doesn't end up fighting Din Djarin for it. I'm hoping to see more of that side of the story soon. There can surely be some storyline developing her character, because right now she's obsessed with the idea of owning the darksaber and rule Mandalore. But in reality, there's more to that. Because Mandalore is so shattered right now. Yes, they need a ruler, but before that, they need someone to help them, someone to improve their life condition. And then we can talk about reuniting the whole Mandalore. This episode, in its own way of show not tell, shows us the loneliness of Din Djarin right now. He has lost the Razor Crest, his home for a while, and then he said goodbye to Baby Yoda, Grogu. In his loneliness, he seeks out the Armorer, even though he has already removed his helmet and doesn't really believe in their creed anymore. As such, he was challenged and then thrown out of the group. He once again become homeless and aimless. It seems certain that his path will cross with Boba Fett once more in the next couple episodes. And I am hoping that experience will make him feel somewhat belonged and ease the pain of losing Grogu. On the other hand, he got a new ship, and that's exciting, especially when it's a customized N1 starfighter. Oh boy, can you imagine the toy sale after this? Although I kinda wanna complain that a starfighter should fly very well, but it's so tiny. Grogu has his own seat, that's amazing, but this ship is nowhere close to Razor Crest. It doesn't have a toilet, doesn't have a living area. Like, you have to fly from one point to another without actually resting. And you can't really travel with cargo anymore. And where are you gonna put your bounty if you ever have to bring someone in warm? I don't know how he's gonna live on this thing. Maybe it will just be more of a transporter than a home like Razor Crest, but we'll see. Maybe this is a way of storytelling us. It's no longer gonna be chill, it's gonna be a lot of fights, a lot of chase, and a lot of moving around. And also, when he's testing the ship, we do see some familiar sights that we saw in episode 1, and that's a great surprise. Oh, and I almost forgot, a BD droid appeared in this episode. I almost yelled car before I realized it can be any BD droid, but it's still exciting to see it the first time it appears on the screen. Maybe one day we're gonna see Carl on the screen, who knows. I also find it funny that he paid for the ship and turns out he still have to assemble the ship himself. Sir, I think you're getting scammed, but whatever. In summary, this episode feels like a fresh air that somehow clears the haziness that the last 4 episodes have brought us. Din Djarin joining the crew should be a good plus to the team. Also, I just missed him and want to see him being badass. Gosh, just give us a season 3 already! Well, that's my review for this episode. Did you like it? Did you like the change of pace? And did you like that we have one episode completely without Boba Fett? It is sure a risky thing to do, but I think it paid off well. Please tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.